Star Wars Legends Expanded Universe introduced lots of characters who were not part of the original movies. New characters from novels and comics continued the story beyond the Battle of Endor in 4 ABY, providing content of the splintered and chaotic galaxy after the Empire's rule had severely weakened. This video focuses on 10 Imperial leaders who continued on after the Emperor's death. Some continued to uphold the Empire's laws and traditions during a time when the New Republic was seizing power from long-held Imperial territory. Others decided to take their own path to secure power for themselves in the uncertain times that were presented to each of them. Number 1. Paltr Carvin. An Imperial army general during the Galactic Civil War, Paltr Carvin briefly ruled the Galactic Empire in 5 ABY as the elected leader during a turbulent struggle at the heart of what was left of the Imperial government on Coruscant. His rise to power was due to the former incompetent leader, Saint Pestige, who had fled Coruscant accused of treason for offering to defect to the New Republic. His leadership initially inspired confidence in others, such as Dalek Krenel, but he would later shift blame to cover his own mistakes, shaking the faith of some people had in him. As head of the Imperial ruling council, Carvin worked with Ysanne Isard, who herself was another ruthless Imperial desperate for power. He then appointed the Navy Admiral Dalek Krenel to retrieve Pestige. However, eventually the Admiral went rogue after killing Pestige, and Ysanne Isard engineered a way to remove Paltr Carvin from power. The general was taken to the Lysankia prison facility, where he was reconditioned to serve Isard loyally. Number 2. Ysanne Isard. Isard was a ruthless female Imperial who orchestrated the execution of her own father to ensure a promotion to the Director of Imperial Intelligence. She held the position for several years during the Galactic Civil War and became close to Emperor Palpatine. Isard was given the Executor-class Star Dreadnought Lysankia, which she used for enemy imprisonment and interrogation on Coruscant. After the Battle of Endor, Isard advised the new Imperial leader, Grand Vizier Saint Pestige, while plotting his downfall. To become the new Imperial leader, Isard's plot worked perfectly to assassinate Pestige and the Imperial ruling council. At the height of her power on Coruscant, she held command over a large portion of the centralized Galactic Empire, including its military forces. However, when Isard realized the New Republic would remove her from power on Coruscant, so to ensure her survival, she had the Kryptos virus developed and fled to form her own Imperial remnant on the core world of Thyfira. Although the New Republic's rogue squadron defeated her Imperial forces on Thyfira, Isard escaped, presumed dead, while Grand Admiral Thrawn's campaign began in 8 ABY. While in hiding, Isard was contacted by the reborn Palpatine and pledged to steal the Lysankia, but her plan ultimately failed when she was shot dead in 9 ABY by a New Republic agent on board the vessel at Bilbringi shipyards. Number 3. General Evir Derricote. Evir Derricote was a highly skilled military tactician and scientist who was best known throughout the Empire for creating a bioweapon known as the Krytos virus, which was responsible for the deaths of millions of aliens. Derricote also commanded the 181st Imperial Fighter Wing, in which Sutar Fel greatly improved during 0 ABY. In 3 ABY, he was promoted to General for the 181st Imperial Fighter Wing's success at the Battle of Dara 4 and the elimination of the rebel weapons smuggling operation. After the general was given command of an Imperial outpost on Boreleus, it was an Alderaan biotics facility which Derricote used to create a number of species-specific viruses, including the Emperor's Plague. After the aftermath of Palpatine's death at Endor, Ysanne Isard ordered Derricote to Coruscant to develop an alien-targeting Krytos virus, which Isard intended to divide the human and non-human factions and ultimately destroy the New Republic. However, Derricote's results were not to Isard's satisfaction, and she imprisoned the general in her secret prison aboard the Executive-class Star Dreadnought Lysankia. In 7 ABY, Derricote died on the Lysankia attempting to stop a prisoner escape and impress Ysanne Isard. Number 4. General Melvar. An unusual character from the core world of Kuat, Melvar was a fanatical Imperial who believed obsessively in the ideals of the Galactic Empire. Melvar's personality made him one of the Empire's most sadistic and cruelest individuals, which aligned him to the type of work he went on to perform. During Palpatine's reign, Melvar was a member of the Imperial Intelligence Branch, known as Destabilization. Structurally, it belonged to the Bureau of Operations and acted in secrecy to sometimes perform atrocities which were not for the faint-hearted. However, Melvar was transferred from the Destabilization Branch as a tactical liability and moved to Internal Counterintelligence, also known as Intcon, which was responsible for locating enemy agents and spy rings that had infiltrated Imperial intelligence. Melvar was also assigned an executive officer aboard Captain Zinger's Victory-class Star Destroyer, the Iron Fist. By the time of the Empire's splintering factions, Melvar continued to follow Zinj, who by now had claimed a large portion of the galaxy as his own territory. Melvar had risen up the ranks to become a general, as well as Warlord Zinger's right-hand man. He was a unique Imperial officer for possessing cuticle implant talons to use for torture and intimidation purposes as part of his intelligence division. Melvar was killed in 8 ABY by the Night Sisters on Dathomir, who betrayed Warlord Zinj after capturing Han Solo and used Melvar's ship to leave the scene off-world. Number 5. Ved Kennede. Ved Kennede was a former Royal Guard and extremely loyal supporter to Emperor Palpatine at the Royal Guard facility on Rincor. In 11 ABY, Ved Kennede was killed in an attack on the Imperial Royal Guard facility by Karnal Jax's stormtroopers shortly after Palpatine's last clone died at Onderon. Having realised his father had died, Tav Kennede, his son, joined the New Republic against Karnal Jax. Number 6. Burr Nolyds. A wealthy aristocrat who rose up the Imperial political ranks due to his business of supplying the Empire with important resources, eventually was elected onto the Imperial ruling council. An arrogant and fiercely loyal Imperial, Nolyds became impatient with Palpatine's inflexible rule and turned his support to Karnal Jax in his plot to kill the Emperor and lead the Empire for himself. Karnal Jax was later killed by his fellow Royal Guard, Kir Kanos, and Nolyds took over as acting head of the council and ruler of the Empire. Nolyds led the Empire from the Outer Rim world called Ord Cantrell, but quickly made plenty of enemies, resulting in a short-lived period on the Imperial throne. He was assassinated in 11 ABY by a shadowy character called Nom Anor, who was sent by the Yuuzhan Vong to infiltrate and destabilise the political structure of the galaxy prior to their eventual invasion. Number 7. Admiral Banier. Leon Banjeer was a powerful Imperial following the Empire's defeat in 4 ABY at the Battle of Endor, leading one of the largest Imperial fleets during the period of ensuing chaos for the Empire. Banjeer became allied to the Warlord Zinj until Zinger's death in 8 ABY. By 11 ABY, after the fall of Palpatine's Dark Empire, Admiral Banier also supported Karnal Jax as the new Imperial leader and was appointed a member of the interim ruling council. However, as a human centricist and his imperial values of the old New Order made Admiral Banier distrusting of non-human members sitting on the council. The Admiral was outspoken and a strong Imperial character, which made him another obvious target to be killed in the same year by the mysterious Yuuzhan Vong executor, Nom Anor. Nom Anor made Banjeer's assassination look like the handiwork of Kir Kanos, who had previously opposed Karnal Jax. Number 8. Bernard Vota. Bernard Vota was an ambitious Imperial general who was one of the leaders of the breakaway Imperial faction known as the Restored Empire in 13 ABY. He served the former Imperial assassin Enix Devian as first officer. Vota was part of a complex plot to hamper both the New Republic on Coruscant and Gilad Pellaeon's Imperial remnant on the Outer Rim world of Arinda, with an armada of Venator-class Star Destroyers and Acclamator-class assault ships. Vota's fleet failed to invade Arinda when Pellaeon's Imperial fleet tricked them into thinking Arinda was undefended and appeared to attack. General Vota and his men alongside Devian boarded Pellaeon's flagship, where Devian offered Pellaeon the chance to join the Restored Empire's cause by abandoning his plans of peace with the New Republic and helping rebuild a stronger Galactic Empire. When Pellaeon refused, Vota took matters into his own hands by attempting to kill Pellaeon, but Mereth Sin, a New Republic intelligence officer, shot Vota in the back, ultimately killing the general. Number 9. Leonia Tavira. Leonia Tavira was a cunning opportunist and ruthless female from the planet Iato 6, who acquired the title of Moth through unconventional means. Originally, Leonia was the mistress and eventually the wife of Erieto's Imperial governor, Moff Tyrell Tavira. However, in 4 ABY, Leonia's husband, Tyrell, suffered a stroke and eventually committed suicide, leaving Leonia to declare herself Moff of the planet. After the Empire's defeat at Endor, Leonia Tavira attempted to consolidate her power on Iato and entered into a relationship with Harandatha Estillo, the presumed heir to the throne of Iato. Her plans failed though when Estillo was revealed to be an imposter. Leaving her native world behind, Tavira allied herself with Imperial privateers led by an ambitious pirate called Kavil. Tavira and Kavil plotted to capture Leia Organa on a visit to Iato, but instead captures Leia's clone. The former Moff decided to cut her losses and assist Grand Vizier St. Pestige's plot to vacate Imperial Centre on Coruscant and defect to the New Republic. Unhappy with their payment, Tavira decided to sell Pestige's location to Ysanne Isard, who wanted the former Grand Vizier for treason. After Pestige's downfall, Tavira joined the Imperial warlord Truton Teradok and obtained the Invidious, an Imperial-class Star Destroyer that had been part of Teradok's fleet. From 10 ABY, Tavira became a small-time warlord and led a pirate network called the Invids on the outer rim world of Susvevi. The Invids took their name from Leonia's Star Destroyer flagship. However, Tavira's group were eventually defeated in an attack by the Force-sensitive and Corellian pilot Corran Horn. Tavira and her group of pirates eventually left the world aboard her flagship for parts unknown in 11 ABY. Number 10. Admiral Daala. Natasi Daala was a strong, talented female Imperial who spent most of the Galactic Civil War overseeing the top-secret Imperial research facility known as the Moore Installation. Assigned by Wilhoff Tarkin himself, she was promoted as the first woman to reach the rank of Admiral in the Imperial Navy. Unaware of what was happening in the galaxy, Daala only discovered the Empire's demise and Wilhoff Tarkin's death after capturing Han Solo and his team escaping from Kessel. In 11 ABY, deciding to attack the New Republic and gain revenge, Daala almost lost her entire Imperial force, including the Moore Installation and the Sun Crusher. However, Daala managed to jump into hyperspace aboard her damaged Star Destroyer. In 12 ABY, Daala attempted to unify the Imperial warlords, but found little success. She executed them and took command of their Imperial forces. The Admiral once again attempted to destroy the New Republic, this time with the aid of Vice Admiral Gilad Pellaeon. However, she was defeated once again and relinquished command to Pellaeon, resigning from the Imperial military. A year later she reappeared to aid the New Republic against the corrupt Moff Tol Ketels, then disappeared, swearing she was done with military service. It was at this time that Daala was reunited with her former lover Lygeus Vaughn, and the two married and later had a son. In 17 ABY she once again attacked the New Republic, but was defeated. I hope you enjoyed this rundown of influential Imperials. For more Imperial Explained videos, please give a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and as always, long live the Empire.